Joy is in New York City. Hi, Joy. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. It's so good. I'm so glad to speak with you.
You too. How can I help?
I had some questions about buying a used vehicle. I know that on your show you talk a lot about buying used vehicles, and I'm not vehicle savvy, and I just needed to know, I guess, some tips or different points that you could give me just for things to look out for.
What are you talking about? How much are you talking about spending?
Somewhere between $10,000 and $16,000.
And you're going to pay.
I have a sedan now, and then I need a van. Yes, I will be paying cash.
Okay, and you're single.
And yes.
Okay, all right.
So I just didn't want to be taken advantage of, and then also I didn't really want a ton of maintenance issues either.
Mm-hmm.
The car I have now, I bought new previously before that vehicle. I had bought used, but then I had a mechanic that was still lived nearby that was able to just check things over.
Mm-hmm.
And he's retired now into Florida. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Call him and find out who in the area you can trust to check things over. He'll know some other guys that are still in the business.
Okay.
And you have a way to get in touch with him?
I'm not sure. I'll definitely try.
Okay. Well, or are you a member of a church?
I am.
Okay. Ask around the church. Ask your pastor and a couple of guys around there who you can trust to have a look over a car, because it's a good thing to have a car inspected in a situation like you're in before you buy a mechanic. Just have them look at it and go, hey, what am I getting into here? Okay. And they're looking for two things. One is this a brand of car, a make of car that is constantly breaking down? Do they know this car is, you don't want one of those, right? Or, hey, this one's pretty steady. This one's going to be a tank. You don't have to worry about this one. It's good. The second thing they're doing is they're looking at that particular vehicle and saying, this particular car, you need to put hoses and belts on this thing, or you're going to have to do brakes on it, or you're going to have to do whatever as soon as you buy it, or within 6 months of buying it, because it's got these things going wrong. And at least you know what you're getting into, and then based on that, you can make the decision. So that's how you do the mechanical side of it. They actually, if you really want to get super technical and nerdy, I never have, but I've heard of this being done. You get permission of the current owner of the vehicle for you to pay for an oil change. And your mechanic can learn a lot about the quality, what's happening with the car by changing the oil and looking at the oil. It'll tell you a lot about the condition of the engine, and you can actually do a technical chemical analysis on it if you really want to go crazy. I've never done that, but that's you just look the car over, have it inspected with a quality mechanic that can give you some advice. That's thing one. Thing two is he with the most information always wins in a negotiation. And so I want you to become an expert on vans, if that's what you're looking at. And you just start reading articles on Consumer Reports. You start Googling that van and scrolling down 3 pages into Google and finding anybody that wrote anything about it. Look it up on YouTube, see what pops up on that van. And then you're also looking at pricing. You're jumping on Auto Trader and Kelley Blue Book, and you're looking at the pricing of the different vans and the different options that are available. And you're going to narrow down really do research like you were getting paid to do it, because you are, as to what that van's really worth. This van is worth $15,400. It is not worth $17,000. And if I can get it for $14,000, I got a good deal. You need to know that, because you've looked at the numbers and you've broken it down. And, I go in, last car I traded, I went in and said, okay, here's what Kelley Blue Book says this car is worth, and I need this on the trade-in, and here's what your invoice is, and here's what I'm willing to pay for the car. And the guy goes, well, we can't give you that for the car. And I said, well, it's what Kelley Blue Book says it's worth. You can give me that for it. And I'll knock a little off so you can make a little money on it. But I went in armed with what the knowledge of what the car's worth. And that helps you a lot in the negotiation. And then lastly, is patience. Take your time. Don't get car fever. This is a big purchase. The bigger the purchase, the more complicated the purchase, the more time you should take on the purchase. When you're buying a pack of gum, buy it and get out of the way. Everybody's in line behind you. Shut up. When you're buying a car, you don't impulse that. You're buying a house, you don't impulse that. You take your time. So patience and knowledge and inspections. And if you do those three things very thoroughly, like it was your job and you were being paid to do it, and if you did it wrong, you were going to get fired, you're not going to get ripped off then. You're going to be in a good position of knowledge and confidence, and you're going to be able to make the decisions that you need to make very carefully and very easily.